Hey everybody, good afternoon. I'm Micah. Here alongside Kay, we are going to have another exciting episode of Local Experts Atlanta. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. What are we doing today?
Today we are going to be discussing chiropractors.
Right, and everybody who's watching this has probably experienced back pain of one form
Form or
of
another.
right.
Sure.
How's your back right now? It's not perfect. So we all know that, that's something that people need, and when they have back pain, a chiropractor is increasingly who people turn to, and we'll talk about that as we
For about 15, 20 minutes.
yeah, we'll spend about 15 to 20 minutes talking about it. And you will know a lot more about choosing a chiropractor that is right for you. And, it's not always as easy as, calling someone or checking reviews online. You really want to make sure that it's an experience that matches
Your personality.
Right.
You want to make sure that it's someone that's very knowledgeable, and we're going to give you a few pointers on how to go about doing that.
Right. So, in French, on y va? Chiropractic is becoming a lot more popular. The number of chiropractic visits per capita has doubled in the last 20 years. And chiropractic doctors spend, 4 years at an accredited school. You earn that degree, and then you've got to go through board examinations. And then most doctors of chiropractic are doing continuing education every year to keep that license up to date. And it varies with doctors, it varies from person to person. And we actually came across this really cool graphic from Heathrow Chiropractic in Florida, and it sums up so many of the problems and benefits of chiropractic that it's really worth sharing with anybody that's
It's really eye-opening
right.
to realize that a lot of people have back problems in America.
Right. You're not the only one, and you're not alone. 35% of people who seek chiropractic services are specifically looking for relief from back pain, and it's 22 million in total.
And a lot of us get those through car accidents and sports injuries. And, even children now are seeing more chiropractors.
Right, and this stuff treats neck pain, back pain.
Fibromyalgia, migraines, sleep disorders. A lot of people have problems with that as well. Arthritis.
A lot of people have like aches and pains that would be solved by going to a chiropractor, but they don't ever think about it. And they don't
Right.
ever like know it. So they've just had like this mysterious pain that's been bugging them for
Right. Or
5
maybe
years
they'll
or 10
attribute
years.
it to just
Getting older.
getting older,
Right.
or having certain work related body stresses, and they'll just work out, or just and take a little over the counter medication, and just continue on without really saying anything to their local physicians.
Right. So you can't really think of it as just a basic fact of life. There is help out there, and it's available. And again, chiropracticlakemary.com, Heathrow Chiropractic. Big thanks for the infographic, making it look nice and attractive to people who might not know a lot about this vital help. And so, given that, if you've got pain of any kind, this is going to help you.
And a lot of us have been experiencing different pains, and chiropractors are more popular than ever. Or even a recent CNBC poll asked, "Would you seek the care of a chiropractic for your low back pain?" And 20% said no. They're just gonna tough it out.
Right.
And 8% were undecided. I'm not sure about that 8%.
I want to talk to that 8%. Like,
This is that they're not sure that they want to get help. And 72%, believe it or not, said yes. So, the help is available. We just have to know where to look.
right. And of course, you want to know what to look, and you also want to know what to avoid. There are chiropractic doctors that are kind of sketchy, and some of them are really devoted to eating up your time. If they advise that you keep coming back
Right.
over and over
Right.
forever, or
Most doctors will actually tell you when they're examining you approximately how long it's going to take for
you to get a result.
before they do another assessment.
Right.
And sometimes, depending on how well you're doing or what your particular situation is, they will let you know if they need a little bit more time.
Or trying to hook you into a long-term contract, the first time that you've met, or insisting on bringing you back even after you've done 4 or 5 visits and you're not really getting any kind of result. You definitely want to think logically about who you're working with. You also want a chiropractor that has a symbiotic relationship with primary care doctors. You don't want a chiropractor that won't refer you to any other doctor.
Right. Keep the lines of communication open between professionals.
Right. So if you have a chiropractor that won't refer you to anybody else because they think every other doctor is part of a conspiracy of some kind or another, or like, oh, you can't work for them, they work for the FDA, you probably want to kind of ease yourself out of the door. Upsells are also...
Yeah. You
thing
don't
to worry
want
about.
to go with someone that's trying to upsell you to talk about, pricey lines of vitamins and
Right.
subluxations, or, try to inform you about,
the risks that can go into any
Right.
procedure. If somebody is so interested in making sure that you get a procedure that they don't give you room to have informed consent.
and to have also to be allowed to have time to think about it.
Right.
You want to be able to digest the information.
Right. If someone's trying to sell you a back procedure in the same way someone would try to sell you a car, that is not bueno. That's not very good. And you also, and this is kind of just depends on what practice you're in. You want to make sure that your insurance will work with that doctor.
Right.
So you want to...
That's just a protection for both the customer as well as the doctor.
Right.
Because you want to make sure that they want to make sure that they get paid for
Right.
doing their work,
Cool.
obviously. And the customer wants to be sure that that this doctor has a good reputation, that they know what they're doing, they have good communication, and that if anything happens, that they will communicate with their insurance company.
And that it'll be affordable for them.
Yes.
I mean, among other things. So your insurance company can help you if you call them.
Yes.
Yeah, they can sometimes give you a list of
They'll give you recommendations
Right.
of certain chiropractors in your area. Even your primary care doctor will also can make recommendations
Yeah.
for you as well.
Yeah, and they'll point you in the right direction. And you can also help yourself by, asking intelligent questions. And this can be hard to do if you haven't been to a chiropractor before and you don't know what the experience is
Maybe
at
a
one
little
place.
scary.
Yeah.
At first.
Especially if you don't know, what the experience is like
Right.
at one place versus another
place, right.
Right. So you want to ask about the techniques that they use. Every chiropractic doctor has some technique that they use to align the spine. And you want somebody that is going to do something that is unique for your body. Not every condition can be fixed by one go-to move, or else They would just teach that one
Right.
move to all of them all the time.
Right. That's why you have such extensive training.
Right.
It's training in different methods.
Right. And so sometimes you'll have to lay on a table. Sometimes they're going to, wrap their arms around you. And depending on what your personality is, you may prefer one kind of method and one method may be more useful. It just depends.
Just listen to their advice.
Right. Do they use x-rays?
Right.
X-rays can help in so many different ways. You don't want to go to a chiropractic and say, "Oh, I've got this back pain," and it turns out you have a fracture, and with no X-ray, you don't know
Right.
what's going on.
They should have all the proper equipment.
Right. Caring for a patient without using some sort of X-ray is like flying in the dark without a radar. You have to really know what you're doing, where it can be kind of dangerous. You also want to get recommendations in writing. And, Kay touched on, you want to have time to go back and think about what the recommended treatment is. And having that in writing is going to allow you to do that. You're going to know what the care is going to consist of.
And you should also ask your doctor, how long, will this process take? Usually how many visits, how busy they are. You want to make sure that there's a full understanding of what the cost will be per visit. As well, you want to make sure of all of those things. And, usually they will give you all those answers up front, just by asking.
Right. You also want to ask about references.
Yes.
You want multiple sources.
Right. And usually, sometimes people will give you a recommendation. They say, "Oh, I have back problems too, and I went to this doctor over here, and they're really good, and I feel a lot better." And that's the kind of person that you want to go to. There may be other people in the practice. Ideally, you should get from 3 patients to
And 2 from doctors.
Right.
So that way you have a mix. There's actual customers that can say good things about their bedside manner or whatever.
Right.
And a reference from a doctor basically just means that they are in line with the practices of the community. Like if a chiropractic doctor has no references from any other doctors, that's kind of odd.
And also, if you're having some type of odd pain or if some medical issue comes up with you, you want to be able to pick up the phone and call your chiropractor and say, "Hey, is this normal?" And then they will decide if they should look at you, or if it's something serious, then they'll say, "Well, you should just go ahead and let's get in touch with your primary physician and get this taken care of. This may be something that we have to take a look more of a serious look at."
You also want an idea of how many visits you'll need, and Kay touched on this earlier. Doctors don't always have an objective method to know how many visits are needed to relieve your pain.
Right.
And
Sometimes it's just a
health.
ballpark
Right.
time. And other times, it depends on how well you're doing and how you progress. So they will look at you individually, and, they may come to you and say, "Well, we may need to add 2 or 3 weeks, to your treatments."
You also want to ask them how you can improve your health. What steps can you take now, aside from, exercise and smoke less, which we can all do. Smoke not at all, ideally. Your overall goal of your chiropractor should be to improve your health and not make you dependent on having to come to the chiropractor over and over again.
Right.
When we're talking about doing things naturally, you
have to take responsibility, and a lot of times they will give you, maybe a few exercises that you can do at home in between your treatments that will kind of help you out. And it may also be a good idea to have a little short notebook or a little diary, just keep the lines of communication open and be honest about how much pain you're in and where you're getting your pain from, and that the more information they have, the more they can help you.
There has to be a commitment from you to improving your own health, obviously. And you do want a doctor that can encourage you to make that commitment and to go through with that commitment.
Right.
That's just super important. It's also really important that there's just a good experience when you go to a chiropractic facility. And that doesn't have anything to do with medical techniques exactly. It's just making sure that you don't spend too much time in the waiting room, that you are with someone that you're comfortable with, and that you feel like it's a place where you feel safe and that you enjoy going. A patient survey showed that what irritates patients the most, number one, more than anything else, is when there's too much time spent in the waiting room. Yeah.
That's when customers get frustrated. They come in and they say, "Hi, I'm here for my appointment," and they say, "Okay, have a seat," and then you sit down, and a few minutes later, you're looking at your watch, and there's 10 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, and pretty soon, customers they're ready to walk out.
Apple has helped a lot with this because you can go on iTunes.
well, yes.
A little
you
bit.
You can do that. A little bit.
You get a little bit of extra time, but not forever.
A little bit, but not very much, because if you have an appointment, then most of the times the customers have scheduled what they're doing around that appointment.
That's true.
So that's why it's very, very important for professionals to make sure that their customers have a good waiting room experience.
Right. And it's not just the waiting room. The customer experience it's got to be something that you are comfortable going to. It's got to be something that your whole family is comfortable going to, because just like that infographic said, more kids are doing it. Now, a doctor can't guarantee good results. It's not like you go to McDonald's and the fries are hot fries and they're all the time, and that's the guarantee. Everybody is different, but you still want good experiences.
Right. And you want to always check out reviews, check out referrals. There may be other recommendations that you can come up with. And, if someone shows you around the area, just, peek your head in. Most receptionists, they'll come in and give you a little quick tour. Don't expect to take up too much of their time, but they'll give you a little quick tour of the office, and, you can check things out and be a little bit more comfortable with where you're going to be getting these treatments.
Right. And most chiropractic places are not huge places. It's not like going to Walmart.
Right.
I mean, it's usually the front room and like 3 or 4 rooms. Like, it's not a huge.
Yeah. They're
operation.
Small to medium sized offices may have a little bit more room.
Right. But hey, that's it. And we've actually learned a lot in a small amount of time.
Well, we hope that we were a big help to you,
right?
To at least address some of your concerns that you may have about this industry.
Right. So you now know what to ask for, what to look for, and maybe more important than anything else, you now have, we hope you have, the courage to ask for help if you need it. Because back pain is not something that you have to live with. Neck pain is not something that you turn a certain age and it's just part of your life now. Help is available,
right?
And you got to reach out for it. So, you wanna sign us out?
Listen to your body.
Yeah.
Ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
Get referrals, and do your research.
So, I'm Micah, here along with Kay, and this has been another great episode
of Local Experts Atlanta.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. I hope that this video was really helpful, useful, entertaining for you. If you are looking to get more customers and clients from the internet, check us out. This video is made by Arrive Marketing. We are SEO, Marietta.com, and you can call in and get a consultation, 1-800-422-3420. We do tons of services. We do SEO. We do website optimization. making sure that the people who come to your website are more likely to take action, whether that's subscribing to something or making a purchase. We also do SMS to retain the customers that you already have, and updating your website on social media, keeping you in front of those critical eyeballs. That's SEOMarietta.com, 1-800-422-3420. Don't wait around too long. Make your big move. Call now.